Hello, everyone. This is Cindy from Cindy's Creative Cards, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hi, Susan. You're waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm here and I'm ready. I want to say welcome to all of you who are joining me, whether it is live or whether it is on a replay. I want to say thanks for your support, and I hope that you will enjoy what we're going to make today. I do want to remind you that last chance products are still available at Stampin' Up. Well, some are, so you'll need to check that out to see if the items you like are in the reduced section and if they may be retiring. It is a first come, first serve basis, and once they're gone, they're gone. So here I am. I apologize for you just seeing my hands, but now you can see my face. So tonight we are going to be making the Twisted Easel card, and I think that I had first named it as the Twist, Snap, and Pop card, and you will see what I mean by that title, but it is a Twisted Easel card. Susan, can you see my face now? I hope you can. I have rearranged it so you should be seeing hands and face. Okay, very good. Okay, so tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making this card. We're going to be using, well, I'm going to be using the Lights Aglow DSP, which is unfortunately no longer available, but any Christmas paper will work. Holiday paper, or even if you wanted to use something that's not holiday paper, you can always dress it up and make it into a holiday card. So here are the three papers that I'm using from the Lights Aglow section, on DSP collection. And then I'm also going to be using Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Cherry Cobbler, and then our basic white cardstock. So let's get started, and I'll show you step by step how we're going to make this card. The first thing we need to do is we need to cut our cardstock. So we have a piece that is 4 1/4. Let me bring in my my paper trimmer, and I do want to say this paper trimmer is just amazing. I love it. It's one of the most used items in my craft room. It has both metric and empirical measurements. It has an arm that opens up and extends out to 17 inches. And it has measurements at the top and at the bottom, which I love. And even where it is the slot that the blade goes down into, there are measurements on the right side of that. So, and also on this paper holder and guide, you have a scoring tool and you have your cutting blade. This is wonderful because you don't have to change back to a scoring board and then back to this. Hi, Maria. I'm so glad that you've joined us tonight. We're getting ready to make our Twisted Easel card. So, and I was just saying how much that I loved the paper trimmer and reasons why. So, what we're going to do is I am going to leave this out. We're going to have a piece of paper that is 8 1/2. And I think I can do it this way because that's 8 1/2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have to cut it at 4 1/4. So here's the base of our card right here. Now we're going to score this at 4 1/4, which is right in the center. And then you've got one more score mark to make, and you're going to use this score line to help you do it. So I'm going to place this point, this left point right here with a score line to my right in the center where the blade is. And then I'm going to put the end of my score line right in that track. So I will have a diagonal line going this way. So let me get it right here. And I'm going to score it. So what you should have now, I hope you can see this, is you should have a score mark that starts. Let me show you with a pencil. Right here is my score line. And I have a diagonal line that starts right here and it moves down to this corner. Okay? So what we're now going to do is we're going to crease these with our bone folder. And then I'm going to do it on the opposite side as well, because it is important that you get these creased well. And then you're going to fold this inside like this and crease it. Okay, now open it back up because you are going to leave it open while you decorate your card. Okay. So for our decorations, we are going to use, and I've already cut some of these pieces, so it will not be so lengthy tonight. We're going to use our cherry cobbler, which is 4 inches by 4 inches. We're going to use this colorful DSP from Lights Aglow, which is let's see, I don't think I wrote this one down. It's just slightly, it's 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, I believe. And then what we must do is we have got to have another piece that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square. Okay, so, and then you will need more white cardstock for your sentiment and for the things we're going to be stamping. So what we have now is this white piece that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. You are going to glue it down here, right there. When it's like this, this is the way it is. And you're going to glue it on this bottom part. But before we glue it, we're going to put this down. So I'm going to be using both my tape runner and my glue tonight, because we have some smaller pieces that we need the glue that the tape runner does not do a good job with. It's too big. Okay, so I'm just running my finger over that to make sure that none of the sticky stuff is showing. Alrighty, now I'm going to center this in my 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 white cardstock, and then this colorful one, the 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, will go right on top of it. Now, you could make this 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 if you choose. It would give a little more of the the cherry cobbler cardstock around it if you wanted to do that. But then this is where your image, your scene, your card front is going to be. So you need to determine the space that you need. Okay, now we're ready to decorate. We're going to decorate this card, then we're going to glue it down just like this. And then the magic happens. Okay, so for this, I chose to do a Christmas tree. Now, I cut this out of, let me see if I can get this so I can show it to you. I cut this out of the spruced up stamp set. And all of the things I'm using are in Last Chance. They're retiring. It's this one right here. This one. Now, I did not stamp it. I cut it out using the dies. Now, these dies are amazing. When you cut it, I'll show you the smaller one if I can find its coordinating piece. When you cut it, it cuts out both the tree. It gives you this. And then this pops out to give you the outline. What I did is I cut the larger one, and I'm using just the inside. This one right here. Now, we are going to be using this later on, which is the lights. We're going to be using the present. We will use this star right here to go on the top of the tree. And I think that may be all we're using out of this one. We're using quite a few different ones. So there's the spruced up bundle, and I've already cut it out with my die embossing die cut machine. Then on this one, I used this present because I didn't want the same present all. I wanted some differentiation there. So I used this die, this stamp. As you can see, I have used it and loved it. And this is what it comes out like. Okay. So with this tree, let me show you what I did. Before I glued it down, I cut out the lights, and it shows the little bulbs, and then it's like a strand. And what I did is I just took this and used my paper snips and placed it on my tree the way I wanted it to be, and I snipped it there so I can glue it from here to here. And then this piece I glued, I think, from here to there. And then I had a smaller piece. I think it went more like that. And then I had a smaller piece that I did snip for up here. Okay. Now, I glued this down. And then what I did is I cut out colors that are in here, which is the soft succulent. I cut this out, a strand of that, and I cut out the cherry cobbler. I snipped these little bulbs off and glued it down in the pattern that I wanted. And then what I came up with was this. So I have my gold strand, and I left a gold bulb every so often uncovered, but then covered the others with the soft succulent and cherry cobbler. And this is the golden star that I put at the top and glued it. So we're going to use this piece. I just wanted to show you how I did this. That takes a few minutes to do. So we're going to glue this down. Like I said, we're going to be using both glue and paper runner. So I'm going to put glue on this. And glue this down like that. Now, I didn't take it all the way to the bottom here because I'm going to be putting presents there. So what I did is I stamped this one with soft succulent and cherry cobbler. And here's the soft succulent. These are the ones right here. I did cherry cobbler, evening evergreen, and soft succulent. And then with the spruced up, this one right here, this present in spruced up, I did these right here. And what I ended up doing is I put a Stampin' Dimensional. Let's see where I placed them. I took all of this out. There it is right here. I used a Stampin' Dimensional and I put it, the first one down, I put down this red one. And I put it right here at the base of the tree. I didn't want to cover up my bulbs. And this one, I just sort of slid in diagonally. I wanted it to be askance, I guess you can say. And I put a little more glue there than I needed to. Okay. Then I decided I would put one of these. Now, the die cut, there is a die for this one that came from the spruced up. There is not a die for the penguin place one, this one. You just have to fussy cut it, but it's just a little rectangle. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to get, this time, I'm going to use the Penguin Place present in cherry cobbler. As you can see, it's just a rectangle, and you just snip it right out. Let's see, I was going to put a diagonal on that one. Okay, let's put a diagonal. Not a diagonal, a dimensional. Alrighty. And I don't want to put it all in the same direction where it looks like I've just got a row. I want it to be scattered about. And then I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to glue it, well, if I can get it right up under there. There we go, like that. Okay. Alrighty, so now we have our presents that are under the tree. Okay. So next, we need to put a sentiment. And I use the sentiment for mine from Window Wishes. This sentiment right here, may happy moments and wonderful memories be yours this season. And I liked it, the saying, but I also liked this shape. And then what I did is I stamped it, as you can see right here. And then I cut it out with the Tasteful Labels die. And this one is the one I used. It fit perfectly. Couldn't have asked for a better one. And it has this little indentation in the paper, which looks like a frame, which sort of goes along with this. Okay, now I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on it. And put one in each corner. Oops, a little bit too close. Well, that's fine. One here. And here comes my kitty. Silky girl, I don't think you can stay here. She is surveying. She is in charge of this room, she thinks. All right, so my sentiment I'm going to place right here. I sort of want to get the same distance here as I've got over here. So I'm trying to center it. So there. I've centered it. Okay. Is there too much of a glare here? The tree lights came from the spruced up die set. The spruced up die set, it has the lights, the present, and the trees. And we are going to use, in a few minutes, this ornament. So it has snowflakes, a larger present, and some candy canes and some larger stars. And of course, these larger ornaments. I love this set. My goodness, that is the brightest. I don't think you can see very well. Okay, is that better, guys? Okay. What do you think, Silk? Okay. Now, we've gotten the front done, except for the embellishments that we're going to put on it when we get finished. So the next thing we're going to do is come back to this card. We're going to put glue, like I said before, on this left side here. Where is that? It's just so hard. Can you guys, is that better, guys? Okay, well, I'm not sure it is. There just seems to be a glare everywhere. Now it's so dark. I'm putting my glue down. No, Silk. And I am just going to line this right up like this. Press it down. Give it a minute to dry, or a few seconds to dry. And then, are you ready? Okay. You're going to, let me make sure this is not sticking. You're going to, no, I glued it to the wrong side. I'm sorry. We're going to turn it this way. Like that. Is that right? Now I'm getting confused with myself. Let's see. That's the fold. Oh. Okay. I'm checking. It's this right here. This is the side that we need to glue it to. So I've got a sticky mess there, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so I've got glue here. I always do that on lives. Seems like I just get confused. All right, let me see. Like this. My goodness, I got to do something with that. All right, let me get my, this is your little bag. It has powder in it. And if you go over this, it will take the sticky away. All right, so now I've got to figure out which direction that I'm supposed to be in here. All right. It's this way. So I need to cut another piece because I got it backwards. So hang on. I'm going to have 4 1/4. This is 8 1/2 by, well, I got to move that. 4 1/4, scored at 4 1/4, and then I'm going to take my corner and the score mark and place it where it's in the track. And score it. Okay, now I'm going to crease, fold this in, and I think that's what I needed to do right there. Turn it like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this. Well, that's the wrong one. Silky, are you laying on top of my card, sweetie? All right, let me see, girlie. I'm so sorry. I know. Okay, you come over here. I've lost my card. What did I do? Here it is. It's stuck to this. All right, so I'm going to make sure that the top part of this is no longer sticky. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue on the bottom part. And it's best to do it here. All right, now we're going to just glue this right down like that. And we're back right where we're supposed to be, except now I got powder all over my workspace. Okay, here we go. Make sure this is lined up. All right, now, here's the way this works. You take this, it twists, and well, you didn't see that. It twists, and then it sets like this. But now we got to do the bottom. So let's work on our bottom. For this, I chose to use a green Evening Evergreen Lights Aglow DSP. And it needs to be 4 by 4. Let's see. Okay. This part needs to be spruced up so it's not looking so plain, because it's supposed to be festive. And I took let's see, what can I call it? A hint, a tip from Susan. And I just got a big silicone mat, and I use that for my crafting, so I always have a place to put to use for the adhesive because I kept losing the other. All right, so now when this opens up, I'm going to have to put a piece of paper there. What we've got to do is have something here to hold it in place because it's going to slide back down otherwise. So what I chose to do was to use the die cut from the spruced up die set right here. And when I cut this out, this ornament out, I got, let's see if I can find the other piece that goes with it. I'll show you here. So when you cut it out, I cut it out of the red DSP. What you end up with is the center and this. So what I did, because I needed this part as well as the center, I just cut it out of gold full again, and I'm placing this red piece, cherry cobbler piece, right in the middle. Now, you got to have something to glue this to. So I cut out, I found my punches, and you can do it with layering circle dies as well, but I got the punch that was just a tad bigger, and so I could glue this to it. So I'm going to put glue here, send them all the way around. I need it on the edge because that's where the gold piece is going to go. And I need it in the center. So I'm going to put my gold piece on first to make sure I get it in the right place because it's got to adhere to something. You can see it is just a perfect fit there. And then I'm going to adhere the inside piece like this. Alrighty, now this I'm going to use a Stampin' Dimensional on the back side, a couple as a matter of fact. It's going to be what helps this easel stay upright. So I want to make sure that it's going to be secure because it is going to be pushed on quite a bit. And I know I've done an overload here, but like I say, I'd rather this be stick than to come loose when it is given to someone. Okay. Here we go. Now you have to determine where you want this to rest when it's opened. And I want it to rest about right there. Now I'm not going to put this piece right here over here because it will tear it off with all the stuff that all the openings and the positioning. And here is what it looks like. I'm trying to see if I can figure out how to hold it when it's open. So we have it closed, and then we have it opened where it can stand. Now you can write on this side, or if you chose, you could put something, a sentiment, or you could put a little space so you could write here. You could even write on the back. It just depends on how much you need to say. But there is our little easel card. It's the twisted easel card. Okay, I want to show you the others that I made when I was trying to determine how to make this and what stamp sets to use. I started out with this. using the window, no, not window wishes. My goodness, now my mind's gone, it's gone blank. And I didn't leave that out. Here it is. Yeah, it is a window wishes. And I used in this pearlized, can't remember exactly how you say that, pearlized enamel effects. And so you have to wait about 15 to 20 minutes for this to dry. And I just let it dry overnight because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be dry and okay before I handled it. But I used the window wishes and used this as 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I used this Merry Christmas sentiment to hold it as the stand. Can you see that, guys? Okay, and I put the little dots in here with the pearlized effects so it looked like it was snowing, and because I had covered everything else in snow. And then the inside, I found this in our Stampin' Up! DSP, the standard stuff. I can't even remember the name of it now, but and I just thought that was perfect for this card. So that was the first one I made, and I was thinking, there's no way I can do this with you guys because it will take forever. And it did take quite a long time. The next one I came up with was this one. And this is the Peaceful Die. This is the Layer and Circle dies that I used here. And this comes from the Peaceful Die. And what I did here for the red berries, let's see, know if you can see that or not, is that I punched 1/16 circles out and then just dotted the tree. And on the inside, I have the sentiment, it's the best time of year, with some shaded spruce as the layering piece on the bottom. Can you see that, guys? It's sort of hard to hold these where the camera can get it. But here it is. Got this one. And you can see, you can make it any size you choose. It just all depends on what you want. So we've got those three. And that is our project for tonight. I really had fun doing this. I had seen this and got this idea from Lisa Curcio, and then realized that a lot of people were making these, and you can find them on YouTube if you just look up Twisted Easel cards. So here we go. Here's 3 that we've done. I hope that this was interesting, to say the least, may be helpful, and I hope that you'll make these cards. I think anybody who receives it is going to really enjoy it. Not only the twisting of it, which is just plain fun, but it's magical. The twist, snap, pop is what I was calling it, and then realized that Twisted Easel card was what most people were calling it. So I changed the title on the for YouTube. So anybody have any questions? Any burning questions concerning it? It's fun to make and it's fun to share. I had so much fun showing my husband these, and he thought it was really cool the way it twisted out. You have to let me know which one is your favorite out of the Peaceful Deer, the Lordy mercy, spruced up tree, or the Window Wishes. So tell me which one you like, and make sure to tune in next week for another holiday project on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And also, you can find, if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will be able to get to my blog, and then you can find all of the directions for making the cards that I do on YouTube. So subscribe to my newsletter. Also, if you have liked what I have done, if you could click that bell up there, it's free. It'll let you know when I'm going to be doing another live. And subscribe to my channel. I'm always adding something new, and I'm always eager to meet other stampers. So I will see you next week for another holiday project. And until then, dream, create, and share.